My first thought is it's a great summer to be a Husker, and I'll give you a few reasons why for Nebraska volleyball. One, at the beginning of the summer, I got a email from the Lincoln Police that last time they emailed me was my car was stolen. This time they found a championship ring that they pulled some guy over and he had it on and got it back. So that's how the summer started. We got that done. And then we were able to have camps this summer, and we had the strongest dream team camp we've ever had. And then 3 of our freshmen, Allie, Lindsay, and Lexi, made the USA junior national team and got to go to Netherlands and play in the Junior World Championships. So that was really exciting and great for them. It was a really stressful tryout and great competition, and they were just a couple points away in those tournaments of getting in the medal round. And then, of course, Tyler has been overseeing USA Beach for 4 years since he left here in 2017, and they had some major challenges with the Olympics with beach, but one of their teams, the A team, won the gold medal. So really happy for him. He's on his way back right now. And then, of course, our women play with 3 Huskers on it for the gold medal tonight. And so it's been a pretty cool summer for Nebraska volleyball. There's been lots to talk about, lots to follow. And then the most exciting part is we get to start training Monday. As you know, Lauren is trying to get back. She won't be ready right away. She's going to have to slowly work her way back into things, but I think mentally she's feeling good that she's making great progress, and so we're excited about that. Riley Zune is taking a medical, so she will no longer play volleyball. She will stay here and get her master's degree, which is pretty exciting. And other than that, we're excited about the season. I think the Big Ten is going to be really, really tough. I think this is going to be the strongest volleyball season ever because so many seniors are returning. And I look across the board, really the one program that lost the most was Kentucky, who won the national championship. Otherwise, everybody's kind of returning, everybody, freshmen and seniors. So we've tried to mentally prepare our team over the summer for the grind and the level of competition we're going to see, and what we did last year was not good enough, and it's going to have to be better. And so we've identified those areas. They've been working on them over the summer, and in typical fashion for the NCAA, they give us basically 2 weeks. We start school and we're playing. So, I mean, the red-white is 2 weeks from today, and we start practice Monday. So not a lot of time to really start preparing, but we're going to have, you may see a lot of different lineups this year trying to figure out what's our best. Last year we kind of knew there wasn't a whole lot of options. This year we've got to figure out who's going to play opposite the setter and who's going to be on the court. And the thing I'm going to tell them today when we meet is pretty much there's no given starting positions. You guys are all going to have to earn it. So like we have in our locker room, everything's earned, nothing's given. And we're going to make them earn their playing time and their starting position. I don't care if they're freshmen, senior, what fifth-year seniors, super seniors, whatever the heck they call them. People are going to have to earn their way on this team. And we've got 16 players that can all play. Questions?
You mentioned Lauren's not going to play right away, so how much of an impact is she going to have, like, in the locker room and on the court if she's not competing?
Well, she's a natural-born leader, and we did some leadership stuff with the team this summer, and Lauren's always off the charts in how they view her as a leader, and so she'll find a way to lead. She did last year when she wasn't playing at the end, but she'll really be an impactful leader if she can get back on the court. But she'll have she kind of talked to me about, I wasn't sure if I wanted to have a leadership role, and because there's so many uncertainties for her, but I just said, Lauren, you're going to be a leader whether you want to or not. It's just who she is, and it goes with the game with her, or with what she's done, so, and how the girls view her. So so I anticipate she will have a major role in that.
Do you have a time frame of when she'll be back?
Nope. I think best case, again, with an injury like that, so far it's gone she's doing really well. That's why I think she announced that she's really wants to come back and is on a mission. I think all summer she's been really uncertain. So her rehab's going well, but she still hasn't played volleyball and been on the court. So there's really no timetable. Those things are it's hard to predict that. It's not like you get a sprained ankle and you're back in a week, or you break a thumb and it's, you're out 2 weeks or whatever. This is a slow progression back, and we don't want to push it.
How much of the season are you focused on dealing with the burnout? I mean, playing the spring season, a lot of the players were busy during the summer. How much of that is your focus?
Zero. We're not happy with how this season ended and how we played last year, and we felt like we got kind of a season robbed from us in regards to no fans, so many cancellations. The way we played at the end, being in Omaha was, for us it was like you get all dressed up to go to the party, and and it's a bummer party. There's not much of a party. And anyway, it was. So I think our players are very, very motivated and hungry for this season. So I'm not worried about it at all. I just know how the coaches feel. I mean, we can't wait, and looking forward to some great competition.
How much are you looking forward to a full house at Devaney again?
Very much. I'm a little nervous. I hope Garth goes well, but we'll be the first test with red white, and I'm, it's still a little concerned about everything, but I think this place is going to erupt if we have a full house, because it's going to be almost 2 years of not being able to be in here, and I know our student section already sold out. I mean, that was way back in the beginning of the summer. So shows you where that's a good barometer of how people's enthusiasm is for volleyball.
Lindsay Krause comes in with arguably the biggest in-state hype since the Rolfson twins. Do you have to talk to her about expectations and the hype for first year here?
I've already had that conversation with all the freshmen, and try to get them to understand that they'll be looked at a little bit differently, and especially the in-state ones. And I think they're a really mature group. I mean, they're world champions. They've been to the second world championship that they just went to, 3 of them. And Riley Gray's been a big performer in basketball, track. Whitney's, go try and run the 300 hurdles and see how tough you got to be to do that. So I'm pretty confident that those guys will be able to handle everything that's coming their way, and so we've had some of those talks. And then Kennedy Orr will be starting practice Monday. I don't know if she'll be going through both practices, but she's been doing great and is pretty much released.
Who are you looking at as options for the opposite hitter spot?
Lexi, Lindsay, Whitney.
What are you expecting the competition's going to be like for those starting spots and those DS spots?
I think it's going to be a war every day.
What about that excites you?
Because I think it brings out the best in everybody, and you're going to have to come. They're going to have to come in and perform. You can't come in and take a day off, cruise through practice, take a play off, and we had way too much of that last year. So we've got competition at all the positions, and so I think it's going to force them to have to perform. So as a coach, you love that.
For some of those girls that got to play in that tournament in Netherlands, is that kind of a good almost warm-up to get them ready for D1 Big Ten volleyball?
Great, because well, first of all, the level of competition is really good, but Lexi Rodriguez didn't play for a year because Illinois high school got canceled. Allie did play. I can't remember if it was I think it was in the winter, or they finished in the winter. So basically, she went, 7 months without playing. And then Lindsay obviously had a great fall, and then got hurt and missed basketball and missed club. So none of them played club. Riley Gray's club shut down. Kennedy's been here with us, and of course Whitney ran track, which was great. So I just think those guys haven't played a lot of volleyball, so those three had a huge advantage by going. And everybody asks, because normally our players don't leave the summers here, but this summer I felt was really important for them if they made that team to go, because they haven't played. So it was great.
Did seeing them play on that big of a stage remind you of why you brought them here?
I don't know if it reminded me of why I brought them here. I just think, you look at, we have 3 out of 12 playing for the gold medal tonight. We have 3 out of 12 that were on that team. I just think it's a reflection of Nebraska volleyball. I think it's a reflection of our performance team, how we train here, how we train the whole athlete, mentally, physically, recover-wise, all those things. And I think that gives them a huge advantage when they go and try out for these teams.
Lexi, another super senior who decided to come back. I mean, how happy does that make you, and how much more of a ceiling does she have here?
That's a great question. I want to see what she can do. I know she's worked really hard this summer. We talked when she made the decision to come back. I talked to her about, hey, we're just not going to hand you a position. You're going to have some really talented freshmen you're going to have to compete with, and there will be more expectations for you. So you better spend this summer preparing for that. And then the other thing we talked about with the NIL, and she's going to be in here. I think you guys can talk to her about that. But that's a whole nother dimension that she's going to have to be able to manage and be a volleyball player. And she's getting in a master's program, so she's got a lot of challenges ahead of her. But she's also a super senior, and this is great. She's going to be under the gun. She's going to have to perform. She's going to have expectations. She's getting a master's degree, and she's starting a business. So. Isn't that what you go to college for?
Have you set up any parameters on the NIL activities during the season?
Nope. I thought about it, and then we just decided, let's see how it goes and how they'll handle it. And so we're going to have to spend some time tonight when we meet on how we're going to handle that, especially when we're traveling and if it starts getting blown up. But I think, for the most part, I don't think it's been as big as an impact as people thought it would be, but it's going to be a big challenge going forward.
With Riley, I know she had an injury to end the spring season too. What were the conversations like with her to decide to take that medical route, and what's the healing plan?
She just had so many things that were going wrong for her physically at trying to play at this level, and it just made sense for her to. It wasn't worth it anymore, and her body just couldn't take the level of training at this level. So, that's the great thing about Nebraska. She gets to finish her master's here, and it's a win-win for her. It's going to be really hard for her not to be with the team, but she lives with 3 of them, so she'll still be a part of it and be around. But it was the wisest decision for her long term.
Real quickly, Coach, can you touch on also this?
B. Ryan said only one more question.
It's not a tough one. Also this summer, Trev's hiring. I mean, I know you touched on it in one interview, but what do you think of his hiring here?
I feel like there was a lot of instability this summer with everything that happened, and then Bill Moose retiring, and so it just felt very like, okay, what's happening here? And now I feel like Trev is the perfect guy, and he's the right guy, and he's going to get it done. And I don't think volleyball needs a lot, but I didn't give him a list of all the things we need. It's just, I think he's going to do a great job of leading our athletic department, and I feel like we're ready to take off as an athletic department across the board. I feel like it's been building. It's right there, and of course it will start with football, but I think it's just going to be good times. And I find it ironic. These are the new Adidas shirts. I thought we got rid of the Huskers back in the 90s, but I don't know. Maybe it's we're going back to a little more tradition. And I still remember just 2001. We just beat Florida to go to the Final Four. Eric Crouch just won the Heisman, and the football team won and got selected to go to Pasadena to play in the national championship. And it was one of the greatest sports nights on a Saturday night ever. And I remember, talking to Bill Byrne that night, and I said, "This has to be one of the greatest Nebraska nights ever," and he agreed. And I think we got to go back and get something like that more. And I think Trev's the right guy to help us do that. I've been really, really impressed. And he can talk football too, so we get along great. Okay, thanks you guys.